I've been seeing a lot of families, vloggers, and single moms and family pages that are really getting dissected. And I had heard another large creator say, if your page, would your page survive if your children were not on the page? Would it still keep going? Would people still be interested in your page?
How's it going? Welcome back. Oh gosh, welcome back to my YouTube channel. So I was alerted to this one video, and I really just want to have a little chat about it, because I feel, first off, I don't really know anything about Just the Bells. I think her name is Heather. It actually took me a little bit of digging to try and work out what her name was, the lady from Just the Bells 10. Didn't really do a lot of digging on her content. I was trying to like believe in the stuff that she was saying and the fact that she tries to censor a lot of things about her kids. She's got a mixed foster adopt family. She made a whole video addressing her kids' privacy and about how she wanted to regulate a lot more and keep more things like sacred and be more cautious about what she's going to be putting out online.
And I just want to make sure that our family is not like that, and that our testimony on social media platforms is not one of greediness and dishonesty and exploitive and, you know, parents that overstep their boundaries. I just don't want to be one of those families.
You know, my stance in general is that I don't actually have an issue with kids being shown online. It's just when it crosses that line between, oh, here's my child and something minor, to telling the audience everything about them, making your child much more of a prop in your sort of circus. I don't like it when families or channels are told repeatedly, like, stop doing this, stop doing this. So like the doc, like Alicia, for instance, the amount of things that she shared about her kids and about their trauma and medication and where they live and their schedules and everything, which makes them an easy target for people that want to take their chances. I have an issue with, I mean, Alicia's very much aware of the criticism, but she's openly said, I don't care. So that's where I go, ooh, like. But people that just come out and they realise, they're like, oh, really, maybe I shouldn't have done that. I don't have an issue with it. And that's basically what this lady's doing. So Heather Bell, so she made a video, and I just want to like chat about a few things, because even though she didn't mention, and I don't want to be sitting here like stirring the pot. However, I was reading the comments and quite a few people were saying this is, you know, some of the things that she was saying, you could, even if she wasn't wanting to directly say it to Alicia or whatever, you could kind of tell that when she was saying, oh, some other family channels, you know, with the excessive shopping and sharing so much of their kids' lives, you could kind of like relate it back. What I kind of mean by that is that Heather does, like, she says some things, like she says how, you know, you shouldn't be like bad mouthing the birth parents and all of that, and she's talking about like sharing your kids' trauma and stuff. And there are quite a few like foster adopt, like obviously large channels, but just some of the things that she was saying just leads me to believe that, and she is talking, like, I'm not saying this whole video is about, you know, Alicia, that's not what I'm saying at all, but I'm just saying there are some subtle digs. I have noticed this as well, like on the subreddit page, when I have looked, they were also saying that you know, everyone else was like sort of in agreement as well. You know, I just want to like break down a few of the things they said, because even if like it's not personal jabs at Alicia, whatever, I think it's still really important to talk about, so I thought I'd give it a little go anyway. Don't mind my voice, I've already explained this, but I was basically had a long weekend camping with my friends, and my voice is gone. I'm not used to doing like 2 nights in a row of anything. I'm used to going to bed at like 9, so yeah, so my voice is actually gone. But I had a lot of fun. It's a sign of a good time when your voice is gone, so yeah, all good. Throwing at reference, someone said, I really appreciate what you said here, and it's true, your family's privacy and safety are paramount. It's apparent you genuinely love and care for all your kids. Your videos are real, unlike the Dougherty doesn't, who seem to be so fake and do it more for the money. Sorry, had to add that in there. And then other people saying, of course, was waiting for someone to mention Dougherty doesn't. I totally agree with you. And someone else said, what are some families I need to stay away from? People saying Dougherty doesn't for sure. Their children have no privacy, and the amount of medical information and private personal information shared is scary. Someone else said, definitely agree, staying away from Dougherty doesn't, something very strange there. And it is interesting how you have some people who who enjoy watching this kind of content, and they're still saying yeah, something's not really quite right there. So she does actually start off by saying that she keeps on seeing like other channels and like more and more people are discussing these other family channels.
And a lot of families, vloggers, and single moms and family pages that are really getting dissected just for different things that they're posting on their social media accounts.
They're basically saying that they were like, that she was watching some other channels and they were like critiquing other family vloggers and things, and the more she sort of is going into it, she's making it seem as if like she's watched these videos. I don't know who she's watched, but someone around the sphere, and it's just making her rethink about a lot of what she wants to do. And she's since, you know, taken a step back and started to, you know, realize what I need to do.
I gotta be honest with you, like, it breaks my heart to see all this, you know, and just to be aware of what's going on. And I definitely don't want to be a page that people think we exploit our children or that we invade their privacy, because, you know, I would never do that with my children, neither with my husband. You know, we adopted 7 of our children, 6 through foster care, and even with our children coming through foster care, we really were still very respectful of their boundaries.
When I first watched this, I was sort of caught in two minds of thinking, is she panicking because she thinks people are gonna dig into her, or is she genuinely like taking it in and going, like, maybe that wasn't right? And I actually kind of think the latter. I do think that she does come across as like a really like sweet, nice, like down to earth person. It doesn't really seem like she was like trying to like dig herself a hole and things, because like I say, like I've got no issue with people who like just realize that maybe they shouldn't have posted something. She did mention like she's been seeing it especially with some of the really big family channels.
Our testimony on social media platforms is not one of greediness and dishonesty and exploitive and, you know, parents that overstep their boundaries. I just don't want to be one of those families. And I have to be honest with you, I understand why some families are doing this, because when we first got on this platform, it's so easy to share every part of your life. Why? Because you want the views.
Who do share their kids' privacy and stuff, and it did make me think like, ooh, are we talking about the Dougherty dozen? Because they're very much a hot topic, and they have been for a couple of months now. Actually, I've noticed it quite a few channels, even Oakley from YouTuber Headlines, Dad Challenge podcast has covered them, I've covered them, Radiant Brit has covered them. Who else has covered them? I don't think anyone else. But one of the things that I did find like really quite nice is that she doesn't ask any of her, I don't know if they're fostered or adopted. I think she said that they're adopted. She doesn't ask them about their past at all. She lets them tell her when they're ready.
Things that happened when they were in their homes, and pretty serious things, but I've never once asked them what happened when you're at home, what happened when you're by yourself, you know, just because that's their history, that's their privacy. Really, we're still very respectful of their boundaries. We were respectful of their story. Kids into our home. Some of them stayed with us, some of them did not. And I'll never share those stories either of the kids who came and went, because it's not my story to tell. To know who you are. It's very important to know your family, you know, and I never talked bad about them or shared things about them. You know, I mean, we've shared a little bit of things, and some things we've shared I wish I hadn't. I apologize, and I wish I hadn't, especially with Josh. I feel like I've shared a little too much with Josh. And I really wasn't aware of that until I started watching these other creators talk about child privacy and safety, child safety and security, especially in social media. Things are just going so crazy. And so I have really been careful about things that I have shared. Maybe our page hasn't grown as fast because of it, and that's okay.
I think that was really quite nice of her. I don't know whether or not she has like posted anything about her kids, if you see what I mean, like in that way. I'm assuming she hasn't, if she's saying, you know, I wouldn't, I don't want to know, which is, and if she doesn't want to personally know, then she's probably not going to be the kind of person that is just like going to go and tell other people. I did find that interesting. Like she even says, she's like, you know, I could earn lots of money, but I don't want to sacrifice my kids' privacy and all of their past and all of this for the sake of some money. And I did just find it super interesting because she's a really big, like, I don't know if I said this or not, but they're a big family as well. They're a family of 10. Have these big channels that just keep on pushing it because, like, the more they share about their kids, the more attention they're going to get and the more money they're going to get, if that makes any sense. So I do fully understand what she means, but she's just, like, not willing to push it. I think she did, like, at some point, I'll play it if I can. I think she did say that at some point she she has posted some things and she feels bad about it and all of that. Also, I did mention that it's extremely easy for her just to get like suckered in to all of, you know, the money and in like the massive food hauls. She did mention the massive food hauls, which once again sent my like Dougherty dozen like alarm bells ringing. I was like, that is blatantly who you're talking about.
You want the views and you want the follows, and then when higher followers, it means more collabs and more money per view, and which we don't actually make money off TikTok per view at all. I don't know how anybody makes money off TikTok if you don't have a campaign. But I was getting sucked into that. I'll be honest with you, I was getting sucked into it. I was over grocery shopping and overdoing this, and my husband's like, you have to stop. Like, we can't eat this much. And why are you going to the grocery store again? And, you know, you can't be doing this, you know, and realize, you know, he's right. Like, I can't be doing this. People are going to like us, support us, and love our family for who we are, not for putting unrealistic fake stuff on.
Like the massive shopping and like this and that. And I do get what you mean. There's even like conspiracies going around with Alicia that like her clock is wired. And I don't know if I believe that or not, because I like, as much as I love a good conspiracy theory to do with like YouTubers. I don't mean like, you know, the earth is flat kind of thing. I mean like, you know, I love those, like, I don't know, there's a whole conspiracy going about her bloody clock and about the fact she doesn't even get up at 5 a.m. and stuff like that. And I don't know, like, it's just all that kind of stuff, and like the massive like food hauls and all sorts. And it is true, like, because at what point are you then going to be able to like stop? I mean, it's literally just going to like snowball on and on and on. Like, you're shopping so tiny and then all of a sudden it's just like absolutely massive. Why doesn't it make any sense? My brain isn't really working very well. Yeah, Heather was basically just saying, you know, like, I don't want to share this much about my kids anymore. I want to try and like rein it back in and stuff. And I do think that's really, really commendable. Of course, there's always that other side of it that's thinking like, oh, is she just saying that because she doesn't want people to like make videos on her? And it's very like lifestyle, like homely, like that kind of thing. You know, nothing really about illnesses and stuff. And maybe I'm missing some things, but I did always... Yeah, but it's all the like, it's so odd. It's like all the like foster adopt mums. Like I came across, is it Not Enough Nelsons? Is that it? And then since I mentioned them once, I've had a few people say like, oh, you should look into them. And once again, they're like a massive, like, I think they're Mormons, like a massive Mormon family. Like, for some bizarre reason, loads of these like massive family channels are Mormons. Nothing against it. I'm just saying, like, it's interesting. It's really interesting. Yeah, it's really, really interesting. But yeah, I don't know. I did feel like there was some like subtle digs at Alicia. I won't lie to you. I won't lie to you at all. I do honestly think that, I do honestly reckon she was like talking about her at some point. And to be honest, like, you've got to have more people from the inside circle that are actually going to be talking about her, because she just gets worse. Like, she just gets worse. She just gets worse. And I don't know, I just found this video like just super, super, super interesting, because it's like literally someone from like within the same circle just being like, yeah, that's not really right and we shouldn't really be doing that. And it's like, we need more of that, because there's no issue. Like, you can literally have a family channel, you can have, not a family channel, but you can literally have like, you can have like a mum channel and just not show your kids as much, you know, that's fine. Just like you know, but the problem is that you're not always going to grow to like supersonic heights, which is really weird. Like, you only really massively grow unless you like are really, really, really showing your kids. And I just think it's a little bit strange. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Have a wonderful day wherever you are in this world. Take care of each other, take care of yourselves, and I will catch up with you guys in the next video.
Page probably looks a little different because we're really trying to be careful with privacy, and my kids' safety's first. If I have to choose between this platform and my kids, it will always be my kids. Hands down. Hands down.